everyone, today I'm going to share with you this project that is coming up in Holland area. It's called Amberwood at Holland. A little bit more on the project information is actually situated at District 10, one of the prime district in Singapore, 212 units, meaning to say that it's actually rather small and exclusive. 11 blocks of 4 to 6 story condo, which means it's low rise. Expected TOP in June 2030 and it's actually done up by Simlian joint venture. And why is this important? I'll be sharing more with you shortly. 3 highlights that I want to talk about in this video. Number 1, it being the first plot out of 8 plot that is coming up in a brand new area. Number 2, I want to share with you guys if this is a good location to look at. And number 3, do they have actually a good layout? So without further ado, let's dive into 8 plot. So first thing first is to understand a little bit more on the location. We are situated closer to the Bukit Timah Road area with 2 MRT. One is King Albert Park and the other one is 6th Avenue MRT. And this is actually the new zone that I'm mentioning, which is a brand new area starting from Amberwoods over here, the first project. And then this is the second project. And this education plot that you see here, this is actually the renowned Methodist Girls' School in Singapore. So as you can see, Amberwood, Holland Plains. And these 2 projects are bidded and awarded to both Simlian, which we will see a very similar trend as compared to Lentor area. So now to understand a little bit further on the land price, plot 1 is actually bidded by Simlian and awarded at 1432 PSF per plot ratio. Plot 2 again is actually by Simlian at 1491 PSF per plot ratio, which is slightly more expensive in terms of land as compared to the plot 1 already. And this is very important to understand because both are actually awarded to Simlian, which means that they actually have more footprint here right now, more control in this area in terms of prices, what's the starting price and things like that. This is actually a very similar trend as compared to Lentor area, like what happened a few years back. Lentor Modern is actually the first project in the whole of Lentor Belt, followed by Lentor Hill Residences, Hillock Green. And all these projects have the involvements of either Guaco Land and Hong Leong or both of them. And these 2 developers are really huge in Lentor area. They are almost like the one controlling the state. Of course, there are other developers in that area, but these 2 are the one that basically they put their flag over there. They are like the main developers there. So why is this important? So for this whole graph itself, you can see this is actually for 3-bedder. This is actually the sale price for Lentor Modern now, and I'm using that as comparison because that is the only project that TOP so far. You can see for 3-bedder, previously it was launched at around 1,009 to 2,000, and now they have actually profited around 300 plus thousand to 400 plus thousand on an average. And the PSF has already increased to 22, 23, 24, even until 26. And the reason why is because the current launches in the Lentor area is averaging at 2324. Some of them pass to 526, and that is the reason why they have actually moved up the prices in the whole of Lentor area, and that helps Lentor Modern because Lentor Modern, remember, is actually the first plot out of all the plots over there. And as the land prices get more and more expensive, of course the starting price is going to be more expensive. And if your starting price for the newer launches is already at 2324 and you are the available one right now, that like for example, if I am a buyer coming into the area and I need to stay immediately, then of course I will be able to go into Lentor Modern first, and I wouldn't mind paying a little bit lesser or in fact at the same amount to get my unit. And that is actually how we push up the price. And it's actually a very similar situation in Amberwood right now because we are again the first plot that is coming, and number 2, we are actually by Simlian, which they already control like 2 plots in the area. The third plot is actually yet to confirm yet. So it's very similar to Lentor, and that's why we are making this comparison, and also to tell you that we are actually very safe to enter. Okay, now let's look at how about Amberwood's land price as compared to the other CCR, because Amberwood is in District 10, it's in the core central region of Singapore. So we'll be looking at this chart and we can see that in terms of land price, we are actually the lowest in CCR, meaning to say that you are at the gap between the more expensive CCR and Amberwood is actually very wide. But the gap between the CCR and actually the OCR and RCR is actually very narrow, meaning to say that this is actually a price that is very similar to OCR, your outside central region, or your rest of central region, but you actually get a part of the core central region, which makes it really, really safe for you to enter. So that's the whole reason why I want to share with you on the land price. Now let's move on to the location. So now we mentioned that we are buying into Holland area, but a lot of people identify Holland area as bars. There's a lot of cafes, there's a lot of like, you know, your Pilates shop, your gym, your drinking culture. It's very, very loud. A lot of like, you know, JC kids or poly kids in that area. So we talk about a lot of bars, but are we in that area really? Okay, you can see that Amberwood is actually here. Like I mentioned, we are very close to King Albert Park and 6th Avenue. We are actually closer to the Bukit Timah area, which is actually the more, I would say, atas, private, quiet, serene, filled with greens, as compared to actually Holland Village is actually in this area over here, which is right at the back. We are not all about the bars and the cafes. You are actually buying the Holland Plains as compared to Holland Village. Okay, it's actually a very low density, family oriented area. So again, we are not looking at the bars, we are looking at calmness. And how we can identify this is that the Sim Lian make it very obvious already. The type of bathers, we don't even have 1 bather, we don't have 2 bather. It actually starts from 3 bather to 5 bather, and that actually tells a lot. Alright, so we can see Amberwood is actually here. We are close to MGS. That's where a lot of family are, you know, of course they want their kids to get into like one of the top girls' school in Singapore. They will be looking at this area, and we are 1 kilometer towards Methodist Girls' School, and we are actually within 2 kilometers to a lot of other good primary school as well. And we are actually close to 6th Avenue and of course King Albert Park MRT, and the Holland area is actually right at the back. We are surrounded by all the GCBs in this area, meaning to say very, very low density. You are probably one of the higher ones over there, surrounded by a lot of greeneries, a lot of good school, a lot of like, you know, local and good F&Bs and cafe, as compared to all the actions that you have in the Holland Village area. So in this area, really we are talking about school, lower density, being owner occupied, all about nature and all about family. So who will then be your next group of buyers? Because your next group of buyers coming in will likely be looking at the same thing, right? Like school, nature, whether is it a quiet place or not. So this is actually very suitable for them. And for people that are looking at all this, what's the most important thing to them? Which brings me to layout. Okay, we know that Sim Lian Group is actually a very, very good developer in Singapore. They are very, very popular for being one developer that is very good at creating good, efficient space. I think part of it also stems from, you know, them being a long-time developer that builds DBSS, that builds EC before they go into like the private sector. Meaning to say they understand Singaporean very well. Like what kind of layouts do we like? What kind of space structure do we like? And that's why we are going into the layout. In fact, one of the more recent projects that is done up by Sim Lian is like the Botany, which is at Dairy Farm area. The layout is very, very similar to this Amberwood one. Actually, I just went to the show flat for Amberwood 2 days back. I've seen the 3 bather, 4 bather and 5 bather over there, and they are really, really efficient in terms of layout, which will be in my next slide. Okay, so this is a site map of Amberwood. They are very smart to have actually 4 different side gates so that you can exit out from 4 different sides. This is going to be the plot 2 area. Very, very simple because we only have technically 3 bather types. So 3, 4, 5. This is the 3 bather type. The darker browns are the 4 bather type, and the lighter browns are the 5 bather type. For the 4 and 5 bather, some units come with lift, private lift, some do not. And we do know that people that come into this Holland pristine area, Bukit Timah area, a lot of them, they are looking at bigger bather type, and they actually like those with private lift that I share, you know, in so many of my analysis video already. So I'm not going to talk too much about that. Now let's look at the layout. So these 3 are the layouts that I just plotted out. These are the exact 3 ones that you're going to see at the show flat. So for 3 bather, technically they only have 3 different 3 bather type. 3 flexi, which is over here, that comes with a flexi room. 3 plus study, which is the bigger one. And you have a 3 premium, which is a slightly smaller one. What I really like about this that I see in the show flat is the moment you come in, it is a 3 bather that has everything that own stay owners would need. Number 1, it has bomb shelter, it has a yard area at additional WC, flexi room that you can convert to a helper room if need be, 3 proper room. And good thing about this Amberwood is that it is actually, you know, some of the PPVC built condo, you can't do a lot of hacking. But this one, if you want to hack, you can actually, some part of the walls you can actually hack and make it into a bigger room if you need as well. So I really like about this. In a show flat, this wall is actually hacked down, so you get to see the much bigger space that you can create. It actually comes with window and also aircon, so it can also be converted to like what I mentioned, a helper's room, or in fact even a guest room. For 4-bedder in the show flat, they didn't showcase the one with the private lift, but this unit type is almost identical to the one that you see at Botany 4-bedder. The moment you come in, you actually get to see this really large nice space that brings in a lot of light, exactly the same as Botany. When you go to the master bedroom, there is actually a walk-in wardrobe tucked at this side. You can put your massage chair over here, a painting over here. So basically from this angle, when you look in, you are not looking at the wardrobe like what most condos you will see. Alright, and then it also comes with a junior master with an attached bathroom as well. So it's a very nice and actually comfortable layout with a good size 1227. And for the 5-bedder, it's even bigger at 1561 square feet, and this is the one with private lift. So the moment you come out from the private lift, you turn to the right side, this is where you host, and on the left side is actually where your private, your rest, your oasis is. And what I really like about this unit is actually the kitchen. This is actually a sliding door. You can close up and form an enclosable kitchen, or you can open up and it really feels like a whole huge European kitchen. What I really like about all the kitchen is, if you can see over here, this yard area, right? So this yard, and this yard area. So basically, this yard area. So all this yard area, I think this developer, they're not building window or anything. So technically speaking, you can actually put your laundry and all outside in the yard area, or you can have that kind of stagen that you push it out. And it's actually a very big aircon ledge area over here that you can utilize. And because we are actually a harmonized project, all these aircon ledges that you can actually use, they are actually not counted in terms of your PSF space, which is great. You get all this free space for free in a way. So Sim Lian is actually very smart. So to recap, we mentioned it being like the first plot in this whole 8 plot that is coming up in this area that is very quiet, surrounded by GCB, 1 kilometer to MGS, and also very near to 2 MRT and interchange. And then second, being in a very nice location, and it's far away from all the the hustle and bustle. And third, being a very good layout, because it's actually done up by Sim Lian, and they are actually the ones that is dominating in this whole Holland Plains area right now. Very similar story as compared to Lentor. Of course, this is the first plot. You also get the first mover advantage as well. So if you want to know more information about this project, like more of the floor plans, or like the comparison in this whole cluster area, understanding more about the land price in Core Central region, and why is this so attractive, and why is this of a lower price, do reach out. This is actually my WhatsApp. You can just scan it. You can also book with me for a slot to view Amberwood at Holland. Preview is actually from 11 September onwards, and we are actually launching on the 26th of September. So for that, we have come to the end of this presentation, and I will see you at my next video.